Bhagavad Gita chanting, Chapter 10, verses 21 to 30.
आदित्यानामहं विष्णुः ज्योतिषां रविरंशुमान् मरीचिर्मरुतामस्मि नक्षत्राणामहं शशि वेदानां सामवेदोऽस्मि देवानामस्मि वासवः इन्द्रियाणां मनश्चास्मि भूतानामस्मि चेतना रुद्राणां शङ्करश्चास्मि वित्तेषो यक्षरक्षसां वसूनां पावकश्चास्मि मेरुशिखरिणामहम् पुरोधसां च मुख्यं मां विद्धि पार्थ बृहस्पतिम् सेनानीनामहं स्कन्दः सरसामस्मि सागरः महर्षीणां भृगुरहं गिरामस्म्येकमक्षरम् यज्ञानां जपयज्ञोऽस्मि स्थावराणां हिमालयः अश्वत्थः सर्ववृक्षाणां देवर्षीणां च नारदः गन्धर्वाणां चित्ररथः सिद्धानां कपिलो मुनिः उच्चैश्रवसमश्वानां विद्धि माममृतोद्भवम् ऐरावतं गजेन्द्राणां नराणां च नराधिपम् आयुधानामहं वज्रं धेनूनामस्मि कामधुक् प्रजनश्चास्मि कन्दर्पः सर्पाणामस्मि वासुकिः अनन्तश्चास्मि नागानां वरुणो यादसामहम् पितॄणामर्यमा चास्मि यमः संयमतामहम् प्रह्लादश्चास्मि दैत्यानां कालः कलयतामहम् मृगाणां च मृगेन्द्रोऽहम् वैनतेयश्च पक्षिणाम्
सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। Any spiritual practice needs the backup of your intellect. Whether you are practicing karma or you are practicing bhakti or it is jnana. We think intellect is needed only for jnana. And bhakti is the easiest one. Karma everybody can do. It's not the case. Karma Karma everyone can do. Everyone can go to temple. And as long as you know the language, you can read. There's no problem. But those actions per se doesn't make what you do a spiritual activity. Meaning, effort that you put in to evolve. That's the meaning of it. You will do things, but at best what you will get is an emotional satisfaction, intellectual kick. Or if you do some service, you will get some punya. Nothing more than that. Evolution is not going to happen. Evolution is something which is different from all this. But our problem is we don't want such evolution. That's the basic problem of us. Okay, now what is the use of that evolution? If it is not going to give me any sort of punya, is it not going to give me emotional satisfaction? Nor is it going to give me any intellectual kick. Then what is it for? It is for nothing. There's no use. Immediately we ask this question, okay, then why should I evolve? What is the use of evolution then? Okay, by evolving, what is going to happen to me? Is evolution going to solve my issues? Whether it is material problems that we face or the economic problems we have, the social problems that we have, is evolution a solution for all those things? Vedanta says no. Incidentally, something may happen in those domains. But that has got nothing to do with your evolution. Then immediately the mind will come and say, okay, then why should I evolve? Answer me. And any reason that is given for your evolution will not make any sense. Because that's not evolution. Then why? This is where intellect comes into picture. If your intellect is not guiding your efforts, you are just repeating yourself, that's it. That's what technically we call as punarapi jananam, punarapi manam. Again birth, again death, again birth, again death. What is the point? So of all the things we say, bhakti is the easiest. Bhakti is for everyone, sir. And Kali Yuga, bhakti is the only method. And what is bhakti? Go to temple. Do some worship or do one puja or some japa you do. Scriptures are not saying it is not bhakti, remember. Okay. But that's not the essential aspect of bhakti. That's why when he is defining devotion, he says a constant awareness of truth. See, suddenly, a vague definition, at least to me, I have never heard of such a thing. Bhakti to be a constant awareness of truth. Now, what is this awareness of truth got to do with bhakti? That's where intellect comes in. The constant awareness, it says, that's where intellect comes into picture. If that is not there, it is a problem. And the issue of Arjuna is that you are saying constant awareness, but how am I to be aware? Okay, I have to be aware. Aware of what? Aware of how? Constant thinking of God. I have to think of God all the time. Does it mean I simply sit and keep doing this Nama Japa? That's also included. But then 24/7 you cannot be doing Nama Japa. You do other things also, right? Now when you are doing other things, what happens to your bhakti then? That's where we have morning 5 minutes, evening 5 minutes. Morning, before going to office, I do puja for 5 minutes. I come back from office and do puja for another 5 minutes. Morning and evening. And then there are people who say morning, noon and evening. And then there are people who say in between also you have to do twice. So early morning, between noon, and then evening, then the night. So you are having constant awareness. How is it possible? How am I to have that awareness is the question of Arjuna, which he gives a beautiful exposition. Any time you see anything in the world, any transactions you can have in the world, it can trigger you the memory of God. Just a memory, that's about it. It's like you see the shoe. The child is remembered. Isn't it? The shoe which is used. The child about 20 years back, he just packed it and kept it on the loft. When you are shifting or when you are cleaning the house, you open that. When you see that, you are reminded of the child, you are reminded of your friend, a gift given by him or her ages back. When you see this, instantly the memory of that comes. How instantly that is coming? How? Because in the past, you had thought about it constantly. In the past, since you had already worked on thinking about it again and again and again, today it is looking obvious, isn't it? The national flag, you have thought about the national flag again and again and again. Therefore, when you see the flag, you are reminded of the nation, isn't it? You started giving meaning to such, to the things, to the words. It's the thought association. Discretion. Intellect is what? Discretive capacity. Discriminative capacity we can't tell today. Why? Because the word discrimination is a very wrong word today. It's not to be used. I'm not saying it is right or wrong. It's only thought association, remember. How did that, how this has come about? Discrimination, the word should not be used. How that has come about? Because of the domain in politics, social, you are so lost in that, you come to philosophy also, you use the same term here. Same meaning here. Then that is the case, means from mathematics, we should remove one thing called division. We should scrap that from mathematics. There should not be any more division. See, there should be only 3 now. There should not be 4. Why? How can you divide? Division is wrong. You can't divide things like that. You can't divide, society like this. You can't divide. You can't divide. You can't divide. You can't divide. You keep on using that word in that language. When the child goes to school, maths teacher comes and says, division. How dare you talk like that, man? And immediately one set of students will go to the management. And the management will call that max teacher and say, hey, from tomorrow, don't use the word division in the class. Then how am I to teach that? Invent a new word. Some word we will invent. How all this is? Thought association. And every thought association in the starting, how was it? In the beginning, that association is how? Mechanical. Remember, every thought association is mechanical in the beginning. Number one. Number two, if the thought association were to happen by itself, without your conscious effort, that is called hypnotization, hallucination. When that same thought association is used by the intellect, it becomes evolutionary. Same thing. And either case, in the starting point, it will appear mechanical. That is why this portion will appear very mechanical. You go on saying, I am this amongst that, I am that, I am this, I am that. After about few verses, you will get bored. Say, sir, we'll move. You go back to something else. But why he goes on repeating so much of details he gives is to trigger that thought association anywhere you go, anything you do. Like if you are a good sportsman, wherever you go, you will be looking for sports. If you are a musician, you will hear music in everything. If you are a mathematician, you will see mathematics in everything. Similarly, if you claim to be a spiritual person, you should see God in everything, divine in everything. How I will see that is the next question. I want to go reach there one day, correct. But today where are you? You are not there. How to reach there? That's the 10th chapter. When you see this Vibhuti Yoga, you will see it. You are able to understand what is given here. And it is so mechanical one side. On the other side, it is so interesting. He says, of the trees, I am Ashwatha. So anywhere you see a tree, thought should be connected to Ashwatha. Ashwatha is God. That's it. Straight away wherever you are getting it. The moment you see elephants, you see this mriga, you see a human being, you see anything, you interact with whatever they had in those days, natural ones. And today he will say different things. Today he will not use all these words. Today he will use something else. Of all the transportations, I am a supersonic. That's all. Amongst all the flights, I am supersonic. Maybe, I don't know. He may say that, he may not say that. Don't ask me. Oh, you mean to say that he is not Airbus? Then he is not cargo. That's what people ask. Why he says only Ashwatha? Oh, that means he is not coconut. Because coconut is what we offer, no, to the Lord. So he should have said coconut tree. Why he did not mention? I can explain what he had said. Wait. I can't explain why he did not mention something else. People ask me, they think, they are thinkers. I see people asking, such questions amongst this. The lectures and all, I don't know how many of you have attended. I used to go for this atheist group. It's an atheist group. So they will have meetings. So I used to go for those meetings. Just to see. I'll go to the meetings with, full pattai, I'll go and sit there. Irritate those fellows. So when we go for this meetings, there they used to ask all questions. If you want to really ask, probing questions, you should listen to them. Amazing questions will come from Ramayana, Mahabharata, of course, they don't ask anything from Bhagavad-gita and all that. But Bhagavad-gita, Upanishads, they don't ask any questions because they don't know a thing called Upanishad exists. They know only Ramayana, Mahabharata stories, that's about it. And the beauty is, they ask questions from that. And I genuinely think they are great thinkers because they ask such questions from that. How can, Rama speak like that? How can he banish Sita? What he thinks of himself? Very interesting questions they ask. Similarly, why he didn't do that? Can explain what he has done. Why he didn't do? Like Swamiji saying, if you come and ask me, why you didn't go to jail? What is the answer I'll give? See, if I'm been to jail, you can ask me, sir, what happened suddenly for 6 months? You are out, we heard that, the papers you are, nothing has happened. Huh? Put behind the bars, what happened? I can explain. There's a wrong, case and, this has happened, that has happened, something or else, actually happened. Therefore, I'm, caught. Dumb enough to get caught. That's all. Why you didn't go to jail? What answer you can give? Like that, this is. People ask such questions actually. Of all this, why I am only Narada? So next time when you see Narada, you should be remembered who? When you are making fun of Narada, you should think of who now? You are making fun of whom? You are making fun of Krishna. Narada. And you think Narada is a gossip monger. Like that we keep go on and on. Fascinating one. See, one aspect of it is so interesting. Another aspect of it is so mechanical, so dragging, so boring. So that's why many people don't even read these things. They'll just skip. They move on. Next. You should have that capacity to stay with it and cherish these ideas. If you know something about it, you can cherish it even better. So that's where here and there I'm just giving one or two things, points, whatever remember. Like Ashwatha tree. You say, what is so great about Ashwatha tree, sir? Ashwatha tree is compared to samsara, same Bhagavad Gita later on. But that is not the reason why he says here. Now, why he is using Ashwatha tree is because traditionally Ashwatha tree is believed to be representing all the three gods. The root of the tree is supposed to be Brahma. The trunk is supposed to be the invoked. Invoke like that, they do. Supposed to be Vishnu. And the top is supposed to be Shiva. So the moment you see the tree, you are triggered of the three gods. So that's the idea. Like that, they give very many ideas, associated ideas. You read something here, you read something there, you get a story here, information here, there you pick up some, folk stories, some tradition. There is no specific we have, but still we do believe like that. Who had said that, we don't know, but still there is a belief, and people do that. So that's the idea. People treat. And this Margosa grows along with that. You see, this tree. And they are supposed to be married to each other. Ashwatha and this people tree and Margosa tree, they grow together. So if a person is having a problem with their marriage, they say, go and do this. What is that? Have you seen that? Two trees growing together, same place. I have seen, three trees also growing together. There are three in that, actually. So interesting. So people do like this. So more you probe into each idea, you will get a lot of material so that you can get this thought association going easier for us. That's all. Like constantly you keep thinking, my friend. Go on thinking about friend becomes acquaintance, becomes a friend. Then go on saying friend becomes a close friend. Yeah, thick friends. Why? How that has come about is only through association. It's just an association of ideas, remember. So this is your effort. You have to associate like that constantly. Wherever you see anything, remind yourself like that. 27.
उच्चैश्रवसमश्वानां विद्धि माममृतोद्भवम् ऐरावतं गजेन्द्राणां नराणां च नराधिपम् उच्चैश्रवसमश्वानां विद्धि माममृतोद्भवम् ऐरावतं गजेन्द्राणां नराणां च नराधिपम्.
Of horses know me as Uccaihsravas, born of nectar. Of lordly elephants, Airavata, and of men, the king. Now, Krishna is standing as a charioteer. No, he just sees things around him and he keeps saying. So he must have seen his horses. So the moment he saw the horses, he is reminded of Uccaihsravas. Uccaihsravas is the horse which is when they did, the churning of the ocean. They were churning the ocean they were, churning the ocean to get Amrita, nectar. But before that nectar could come, so many things came. Right? So Krishna is going to give you list. There's supposed to have been 14. The list keeps varying. Sometimes we see that as 17, sometimes we see this like this. The list varies. Vishnu Purana gives one list. You go to other Purana, it gives another list. So we don't know what it all came about, but there is a list of things that come about. One of the things that came out of that is the Uccaihsravas, the horse, which is given to Indra. Indra took that horse. And then this Airavata also came, the elephant. This elephant Airavata came. And that also was given to Indra. Indra took that also to himself. So he has taken few things like that. So horse came, he took. Then this one he took Airavata. And then Indra, the thought of Indra comes immediately, he says, Lord, of all men, I am the king. Of Narana, of men, of all human beings, I am king. Because he is the most powerful. The most powerful human in any society is the king. President, like that. Today, those days it is king. Today it will be president, prime minister and all that, depending upon what is the system they use. Like that in those days, it was king. So he says, I am the king. So this Amrita Matana, from there, these two things come. Uccaihsravas and Airavata. 28.
आयुधानामहं वज्रं धेनूनामस्मि कामधुक् प्रजनश्चास्मि कन्दर्पः सर्पाणामस्मि वासुकिः आयुधानामहं वज्रं धेनूनामस्मि कामधुक् प्रजनश्चास्मि कन्दर्पः सर्पाणामस्मि वासुकिः
Ayudhanam aham vajram. Amongst the weapons, I am Vajra, thunderbolt. Of cows, I am Kamadhenu. I am Kandarpa, the progenitor. Of serpents, I am Vasuki. Of weapons, I am Vajra. Vajra is the Ayudha, the weapon of Indra. He has a special weapon. Made from the sacrifice of the sage, the Diji. There was an Asura, Rudrasura. And a fellow couldn't be killed. Any weapon used, he couldn't be killed. So he goes and asks what to do. Then Brahma says, get the backbone of this man, this rishi. That's the only thing that can have that power to kill this person. There's no other option. So Indra goes to this rishi, the sage, and asks him, we have to kill that fellow. We don't know what to do. We need your backbone. Backbone, that fellow says, take it. If you want that, no, take it. Because of his tapas, that backbone of his has gone so strong. That's the only option to kill him. I am that Kamadhenu, this of the cows, that Kamadhenu. Kamadhenu is also the cow who appeared in the when they are churning the ocean, Milky Ocean. Kamadhenu appeared. And sage Vasishta took that. The cow, what you people are going to do? Give me. He took that and went away. That's all. So like that, each one took one thing. And I am that Kandarpa. Kandarpa is that Kamadeva. He is supposed to be the son of Vishnu, Kamadeva, of the progenitors, god of love. Cupid is Vishnu. But Cupid is not a god. He is not a god. He is a deva. We worship him. Worshipped. Because he is the one who is cause of creation. So he says, of all the progenitors, I am him. It's Kamadeva. Because of him, all procreation happens. If he is not there, no procreation will happen. The species will die. So nothing can happen, no growth can happen. So therefore, he says, I am that. Sarpana aham Vasuki. See, now next verse he is going to say, Naga. Among the serpents, there are single-headed, multi-headed. Then poisonous, non-poisonous. Right. Now here it is single-headed, poisonous snakes. Single-headed, poison. This Vasuki is the snake which is used by these people as a rope to churn the ocean. See, to churn the ocean, they took this Vasuki, that snake. So, this Vasuki is the most poisonous snake amongst all the snakes. Amongst all the poisonous snakes, the most poisonous snake is Vasuki. And that is the snake you will find around the neck of Shiva. You see, Shiva has a snake. What snake? Vasuki is a snake. He drank the poison of that snake. Even then people were scared. No one was wanting to go anywhere near that snake. Shiva says, doesn't matter, I'll take it. He took the snake also with him. He had no fear. That is this Vasuki. So amongst all the snakes. So next time, anytime you see snake, Vasuki, from Vasuki you should go to God, Krishna. Go to Krishna immediately. There. So that's the steps of thought association. So of weapons, I am Vajra. Atom bomb, nuclear bomb are nothing. Vajra is the most powerful one. Of cows, I am Kamadhenu. It will give anything you ask for, it will give. That's it. The cows, the design of the cow itself is to give. Sacrifice. Sacrifice is the nature of cow. And Kamadhenu is one step above. Other cows can give only 5 things. Kamadhenu can give you anything. You ask for anything, it will give. That's the power of that cow. It just gives the capacity to sacrifice. This is Kamadhenu. And I am this Kamadeva of the progenitor, Kandarpa. Serpents of I am Vasuki. 29.
अनन्तश्चास्मि नागानां वरुणो यादसामहं पितॄणामर्यमा चास्मि यमः संयमतामहम् अनन्तश्चास्मि नागानां वरुणो यादसामहम् पितॄणामर्यमा चास्मि यमः संयमतामहम्.
And I am Ananta of Nagas, snakes. Ananta, the snake, that Adishesha we say, no? That's Ananta. Another name for him is Ananta. The snake where, Vishnu is bed. Universe's first, spring coil, spring bed. That's what the ancestor used to say. First coil spring. Better than this beds. Imagine, snake's body or flying. I don't know how many of you have touched a snake. Have you held snake in your hands? Anybody? No. You have done. How you remember the feel? presidency when you hold it. Amazing. We have one near Chennai, snake park in Chennai. So if you go there, they will take that snake and show you evenings. When you go, they will take the snake. You can go there and touch that and all that. Because the fangs are gone. The snakes, there is nothing there. They are not non-poisonous snakes. Well controlled ones. You should see that python. Presidency, amazing feel that is. The softness and the cushion. These snakes like that, you can imagine Adisesha. Amazing bed. No wonder he is constantly sleeping. If you have such a fantastic bed, who will get up? You won't feel like getting up from that. So nice it is. I am that. Now what he is referring to is multi-headed, non-poisonous snake. That is Naga. Naga means that non-poisonous snake. Sometimes they can be one-headed, or some of them can be more headed. Of those things, this is the one which is 1,000 heads. 1,000 heads it has. And constantly looking at Vishnu. And in fact, he is the one who is supposed to be holding this universe. It's not falling, no? Why? Because the Sesha is holding it. Sesha is the one who is holding the whole thing. That is that Ananta. Yes. I am Varuna. These presiding deities are there. We have for all the rivers. Every river we have a presiding deity. And what is so interesting is, all the rivers were considered as feminine deity only. There is no masculine deity for any of the rivers. All the rivers were treated as feminine deities. Ganga, Yamuna, or you take Kaveri, you take this, any river you take in this country, we treat all these rivers. And the one who fills the whole thing is Lord Varuna. So, amongst all the rivers, so anytime you look at a river, you should be remembered who? Rain. If rain is not there, the rivers will go dry. See. So he says, amongst all the rivers, I am Varuna. Water beings. Water beings is the presiding deities of the rivers. That's the water beings is said as. Of forefathers, I am Aryama. Is another beautiful one. See, you need little of this traditional knowledge. You have the traditional knowledge, you can appreciate it a lot. These things. You should have the traditional belief of the moment you see a river. That's why when you go to a river, you don't put your legs first inside. You know that. You're not supposed to do that. First you have to take the water and prokshanam you have to do to yourself. Sprinkle that water and then enter. You see, you're not allowed to enter river just like that. Now, today we just go. No idea we have today. Because of the respect. There is a respect being given and we take permission. It's like you are going and touching a lady. You can't go and touch her unless she gives a permission, as it were. So we have to ask permission, even if it is mother. We take permission. You don't kick your mother straight away, putting your foot inside. Take permission first. It is so interesting to see that. The sentiments are so nice here. The fine sentiments. When you have such sentiments, then it is so interesting. Otherwise, it's all very flat, these ideas. Same way here, amongst this Pitrinam, I am Aryama. This Pitrinam is the forefathers. Who are those people? This Pitrus means the departed ones who had lived a very righteous life, but they have not performed any Vedic rituals. Only they become Pitrus. Everybody doesn't become Pitru. See, now those who have lived a honest, conscious, good life, they have lived a good life, religious life they have lived, but they have not performed this Vedic rituals. In this rituals pattern, there are two types of rituals are recommended or injunctions were given. You are supposed to do. Two types of rituals are there. One is called the Smriti based rituals. Another one is called Shruti based rituals. Shruti means Vedic. Shrauta karma and Smarta karma. Smarta karma means Smriti based. Like we keep this naming ceremony, all that, no? This the marriage, performing this marriage and these things, all these things were considered as Smarta karmas. Rituals given based on the Smritis. Smritis means all the notes, It will keep changing. Apart from that, they have been given this Shrauta karma. Shrauta karma means the karmas which were given as a Vedic ritual. So what these people do is, these people follow this Smarta karma, don't perform this Shrauta karmas. Those people go to a place. They take a position. They were called this Pitrus. Agni-Shoma and all that. There are very many rules, rituals are there. They are all considered as this one. So what happens to those people? They reach that place. What do they become? They become this Agni-Shvata. When they do this Tarpanam and all that, they use those words. You don't even know what's the meaning of those things. Right? You do the rituals. You use that. So, who are those people? They become this Pitrus. The king of those people is this Aryama. Aryama is the chief, who is the governor of that entire Pitraloka. Like Indra is for the Indraloka, like that. Amongst that is that. Now Pitrus, we think, everybody becomes that. No. Everybody doesn't go there. We have different places for different people. Different groups go to different lokas here. Not that everybody goes to one, heaven. Or one hell. Different types of things you do, different types of hell you go to. Different types of lifestyle you live, different types of heaven you go to. So, different grades are there. In that, one group is called this Pitralokas. Mostly, first stop will be that. Because most of us follow these things, isn't it? This is followed by many people. That is why straight away, when you see a person dying, straight away we say he has gone to Pitraloka, we say that's about it. This is a very poor understanding, very limited understanding of it. So who goes there? Remember, there are two types. One is this, one is that. So those who have followed one, missed the other, go to this particular loka. They are called the Pitrus. Amongst all those Pitrus, I am Aryama. Aryama is the chief. Yama of controllers. Samyamata. I am that Yamaha, controller. Means amongst all this, there's people who enforce the laws. The best judiciary system we have. All time, Chief Justice is Yama. After you go, who should go to which loka? Who will decide? You can't decide. So someone has to be there, no? To say, okay, you go there, tally accounts and see his life, tally systems, and then give a visa of him, to this person. You go to this place, you go to that place, you go to this place, you go to this place. So he is the one who enforces this, controls the whole thing, who controls this world and all the worlds. That is Yama. Is the sun. He is supposed to be the son of Surya. Surya's son. Yama is also supposed to be. Like Shani is also considered as Surya's son. Among the enforcers. Law enforcement department. All the law enforcement department. Who is the best law enforcement department head? Yama. Controller.
So the lokas, is that where the Papa Punya gets equalized and then you come back and you live another life? Is that the idea?
Yes. That's a way it is presented to us. You go to a particular loka, because in that loka you cannot do karma and acquire any fresh. No fresh karma possible. So whatever karma you have done earlier, you go to those loka and you take a position only as a bhokta. There is no karta there. Only in earth you have this position of a karta, also bhokta. When you say ego, jiva means individual, right? Even those lokas also, they are also considered as jivas only. Everyone is a jiva here. Any loka you may be, you are a jiva. Now what is the difference? In the other lokas, the difference is you take a position as a bhokta, enjoyer, experiencer, full stop. You cannot take a position as a karta and create karma. Create new karma is not possible there. You cannot do, no more punya you can do there, nor papa you can do there. In those places. Say for example, you can't go to a hell. Do punya there. In hell, you can neither do punya nor do papa. You just suffer there. That's about it. Because your position is only one there. The position for that ego or the jiva is a position of a experiencer. That's about it. There is no karta. Example, in our own realm we can see animals. Animals only experience. That's about it. There is no kartrutva buddhi in them. That's why when a tiger attacks a zebra, it doesn't have any hatred towards the zebra. It doesn't say, I hate you, man. I don't like you. I like you. There's neither liking nor not liking. It is only taking it and eats. That's about it. It's hungry. It has to eat. It eats. It kills. Eats. Full stop. There is no kartrutva buddhi in it. They don't initiate action. That's the meaning. Kartrutva means they don't initiate an action. propulsion. They just, whatever comes, they go through it, full stop. There's nothing apart from it for them. But for human beings, that's not the case. Human alone has the potential for being a karta, also bhokta. He plays dual role. Two roles are there for him. That is why those places were treated as only a place of experience, realm of experience. That's it. You can't do anything.
And that experience is of what fallout of that one lifetime. That's it.
That immediate past.
Immediate past.
Immediate past. Not remote past.
No.
Remote past will not come. Because remote pasts and all those things will become over a period of time, will get converted into your vasanas. Your desires and your vasanas it becomes. So that's different. It will get added into your sanchita vasana. Or what these people call as sanchita karma also you can say. You go to sanchita karma. Now what we need to understand here is, when you say hell, heaven, please remember this. A person is doing a murder, let's say, for example. I killed a person. I killed one person. Okay? I killed a person. And the punishment for that given to me can be what? At best. Don't think in terms of our legal system and all that, okay? At best, what you can do to me? Kill me, hang me, or shoot me, or burn me. You do anything. But at best, you can do all those things, okay? Now, imagine I kill 5,000 people. Then what you can do to me? Justice system is what? The fundamental rule of justice is, it should be proportionate. Whether you are going to punish me or you are going to reward me, the reward and punishment should be in proportion to it. In this human world, on earth, as we know, at best what you can do to me? I kill one person or I kill 5,000 fellows. I can give one punishment as only one punishment. That's about it. You can't kill me 5,000 times. That is not possible. And beyond a point, even if you are going to be inflicting pain on me, beyond a point, my brain will go unconscious, isn't it? Beyond a point, when the pain goes beyond a certain degree, what happens to the system automatic? Switch off. That's the design of human body. But in this embodiment, I can save 10,000 people. Right? Serve so much, help so much to the world. One side. What is the reward you can give me? Limited only. Your reward also can be limited, punishment also can be limited, which means for the action, what I have done, is it proportionate? It is not proportionate. And this disproportionate thing we cannot accept. Human intelligence cannot accept it. Then how will you explain? That is where we have this idea of hell and heaven. Depending upon how much of good you have done, you go to higher realms, where what will be given to you there? Proportionately, you would have given that body. A unique body will be given. proportionately you will be given a unique body to suffer also. In hell, what will happen? They will be frying you in the frying pan. Will you die there? No. They will be frying you. They will be frying you. That's all. Whole day they will fry you and say, take rest. And then, next day morning, what they will do again? Fry you again. You will be having that, you will be experiencing the pain, and even to experience the pain, you need a particular body which will not collapse, which will not disintegrate. Isn't it? If you put that body there, what will happen? It will disintegrate. Acid. If you take a body and put it in the acid, what will happen to the body? Disintegrate, that's it. But there, that body which will be given to you will not get disintegrated. But pain you will experience. Imagine. That thought itself is so frightening. You will think 10 times before doing an action. See that? Same way, heaven also. The description here given is, you see this? Keshidas Gulab Jamun. Right? Rasgulla. I'm sorry, Rasgulla. Bhagatram is Gulab Jamun, no? Correct. Bhagatram, I forgot. Bhagatram is Gulab Jamun. You see that? What will happen to you? You are seeing it. You are not eating. Okay? You are seeing that. What will happen to you? Will you get this satiation, satisfaction? Huh? You will not get that satiation, you will not get that satisfaction. Your satisfaction and satiation can happen only after you take it and put it in your mouth. By seeing, you will not get it. Isn't it? Whereas the Devas, that body is such a body, that same satisfaction you will get just by seeing. You see that, you get a joy. Now, we can't even understand what is that. Are you able to follow what I am saying? At least imaginatively you should be able to follow. Can you believe a life for a person who just sees? I just have to see things. I get a joy of as though I am possessing it. If you are of that type, how life will be for you? I just have to stand in front of UB City. Look at the building. That's it. I'm the owner. The way you will feel, not just one unit there, okay? Entire. I just have to see the globe. Pop. Entire United States will be mine. I'm the owner of the entire United States. How you will feel? Imagine. You just possess 2.5 bedroom. 2.5 bedroom house, you feel, wow. And then like this 2.5 house, no, this is one unit, that unit and down unit. 3 units are there. I don't know why she missed the other unit. Maybe they are not willing to sell perhaps. There's one more unit there next to that, no, below that. 3 units you have. What a joy of having the 3 units. Imagine the entire world. Just look at it, you feel you are the owner. The joy, the satisfaction of possessing it and enjoying it, contacting it. You don't need to have any contact. You just have to look. You see that you get the joy of contact. That's the Deva look. That's the Deva's body. What would be that life of that person? Unbelievable. What amount of joy they will be having. Then there are grades are there. These are ordinary Devas. They have to see. They have to come all the way and see that. Only then they will get that. These fellows don't even have to see it. Thought is enough. The thought of United States, enough. I don't have to see the United States. Seeing also is too low. Higher. Amazing life that would be. That is Deva's life. You do so much of punya, you get that body. But can you acquire anything there afresh? Not possible. Technically, there is no agami karma in that embodiment. Get it? Yes.
Can they evolve and realize in that place?
Realization can happen anywhere. Only karma accumulation is not possible. Realization is possible. That's why we have seen Indra gaining this Brahma Vidya. Many Upanishads you will find. Varuna teaching it. Varuna is a teacher in another place. Indra is the student in another place. Indra is a teacher in another Upanishad. So, realization is possible. Okay. Any jiva, anywhere can realize. Realization is equidistant to everyone. But punya papa can you develop? That is not possible. You can neither get punya nor get papa. Both are not possible. Can you get realization? That is possible. Can you gain this Brahma Vidya? Possible. Otherwise, if you go to Brahma Loka, what you will do there? Kavilya Upanishad says, no? Go to Brahma Loka, from Brahma Loka. In fact, Bhagavad-gita itself says, you go to Brahma Loka, from there you get realization. So, which means, who are all there in Brahma Lokas? Devas only. Not humans. Humans can be only on earth. Devas only will be existing there. So, they can get realization. But, Punya Baba not possible. So, only in earth, on earth it is possible. Bhuloka it is possible. In Bhuloka also it is possible only if you are a human. Bhuloka, human embodiment alone has the possibility for punya, papa, realization. All three. That's why it's a unique birth. Human birth is so unique, we say, because of all three possibilities. But the chances of a person getting to realization at that stage, the Shastra says very less. Because fundamental requirement for you to think of something beyond is only when you have this pain of samsara. If you are not having any pain of existence, why will you put an effort to go for something better? You will never go for it. See, so you will be complicit. The complacency will settle for all the devas. That is why Vedanta, we say, don't accrue punya and go there. The chances of you getting lost, wasting time, even though the possibility is there, from Brahmaloka or from Indraloka, anybody can get to realization. But the chances of you putting that effort, necessary effort for that mumukshatva will you get there? Very tough, very difficult to get it. Why? Because you need some pain, some, vairagya is needed, some virakti is needed, some, disinterest, sort of, getting an aversion towards it. You have a little aversion to the sensual indulgences, the materialistic, enjoyments of life. If that is not there is a chance. In Devaloka, such possibility itself is not there. So the chances of you to put an effort to grow is very less. So therefore, don't go to Brahmaloka. Don't go to Devaloka. In that sense, we say that. That is why you are never recommended, you are never promoted, you are never encouraged to go there. At least in Vedanta. In the other places you go, best is to go to heaven. That's it. There's nothing. Good life I have to live. That's it. As long as I'm leading a good life. Today what's the meaning of good life means I'm not killing somebody, no? That's all. I am a very good person, sir. Why? Because I am not causing any disturbance to others. So today our idea of value is what? So long as I am not disturbing and so long as I am paying my tax properly, and this is another fellow, and he publicly announces, yes, I am paying tax. I say, so what? And the best part is, you know what? There's 1,000 fellows sitting there clapping for that. I don't know whom to, cry for. Am I to cry for this fellow or am I to cry for the audience there? This fellow say, first of all, it is ugly to say that. Right? Second one is, to clap for that is even why? That shows how low we have come. Instead of saying, my life has been a life of such a great value addition to people. Instead of that, we say, today I am a great man. Why? Because I am not disturbing to anyone. So not causing disturbance to somebody itself is treated as a great value. That's why he said, no, don't go for it. Yes.
Is acquiring spiritual knowledge not considered as punya?
No, it's beyond punya. You will not get any punya for this. Now you are attending Vedanta class. Will I get any punya, sir? Nothing you will get. That's what I said today, first introduction. In this, there is no value, there is no meaning at all here, actually speaking. Then why should I put in effort? Unbelievable that is. Because what you will get out of this is far, 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 far superior to punya. The punya which will take you to Brahmaloka is nothing. It's just a speck in what is the bliss that you will get with this knowledge. You have no clue of what it is. You have no idea of what you are believing yourself to be. You are completely lost yourself. You are treating yourself to be the body today. Now Vedanta is the only system where it takes you to go beyond that Deha Bhava and transcend you to Jiva Bhava. Then it says, no, you are not even the Jiva Bhava. That is also wrong. It is Atma Bhava. Now, where you stand, now is this punya or is this papa? I am the body. Because you treat a person to be the body only. You think of yourself. That's what Vivekananda said. Close your eyes and call your name. What comes to your mind? Body. can't think of anything beyond body. You believe yourself to be this body. No. You are not the body. You are the jiva. Then is that jivahood is the real nature of yours? No. Even that is wrong. Even that is a wrong notion. Then what are you? You are that Brahman. That teaching, what will you call it as? That understanding, you are that infinite Brahman. You are that Satchidananda Swarupa. If you have to understand that, what is that? It's beyond punya. That's how Shankara defines. Punya, apunya, vivarchita panta. The path which is clipped off. Neither punya nor papa. Then our point will be what? What's the use of it? At least punya will get. We thought at least Bhagavad Gita we are listening to, you'll get some punya. Nothing you will get out of it. Then why should I listen to it? Because only this knowledge will give you what is your true nature. Get that knowledge. That's what he is giving you. This Brahma Vidya or Atma Vidya. You just call it as. Either case it's the same thing. This Brahma Vidya is this spiritual knowledge. So this knowledge will give you